Even Bats needs an upgrade. Here's your look at the new Spin Master BatTech Batman figures. Now, as you can see, we're going to be doing things a little bit differently this time, having a look at all 8 figures from the BatTech lineup from the folks over at Spin Master. I'd like to as well thank the folks over at Spin Master for kindly providing the samples that we're going to be looking at in this review. The BatTech Batman figures should be available right now in retail stores, and we're going to be, again, looking at all 8 of these. Currently, right now, they're still sealed in their plastic prison, but rest assured we will be opening these up. Just wanted to first show you what the packaging will look like, and I think what I will do when we have a look at each one of these figures, I'm going to look at the figure, but then I'm going to keep the back surprises still intact. We're going to open these one at a time as we have a look at each one of the figures, if that makes some sense. You can see, again, there's some warnings indicated on the back. This comes to us from the folks over at Spin Master. And we're going to, again, look at every single one of these figures. There's a total of 8, so there's going to be a little bit more time dedicated in this review. But hopefully, if you guys like unboxings of figures, you're going to be looking forward to seeing these guys all opened up and on display. So there's Batman, what we're going to be looking at. We're also going to be looking at Batgirl, still inside, again, her plastic prison. We're going to be looking at a rather interesting-looking Riddler, done in a interesting translucent green plastic. That's kind of neat the way they've done that. A variation of an armored Batman. This one's done in a silver armor. I like the way that they've outlined the Bat logo there. We're also going to be looking at a Robin. One of the common trends you'll probably see here with the BatTech lineup is the fact that they have this blue panel lining. It's more prevalent in some of the cases of the figures than others. We're also going to be looking at a Nightwing. I feel like Mr. Freeze would have also worked quite well for this sort of design motif. We're also going to be looking at a Joker. And then we're also going to be looking at a variation Batman, the BatTech Batman. This similar armor, but different color. This one's got nice blues and some additional panel lining done in lighter blues. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and open up all of these. And then we're going to have a look at the individual figures themselves. And of course, as stated earlier, we're going to open up the backs of these as we look at each one of the figures to see some of the hidden accessories that came included with them. So, spending a little bit of time and opening up each one of the packages that the figures were contained inside, we now finally have all 8 figures loose and on display. I have still kept the packaging intact because, of course, we're going to be looking on the back of the packaging for each one of these and revealing the 3 accessories that Spin Master has packed inside. I can't wait for that. To come included with these, by the way, we're just going to only look at one of them, but each one of the packages do include this. Sort of just a check-off checklist. Shows all the 8 figures listed on the top there as well. This one just happens to be the BatTech Armor Batman in the blue there. You can see the different various accessories that they come included with. There's Riddler. I really hope he comes included with that cane. Let's hope so. And then on the back, we've just got an image of Batman. Kind of nice, actually. I might consider putting that up in my office. So you get that. We're going to put that to the side. And why don't we start first with the Cape Crusader himself. This is just a regular Batman, just a regular gray costumed Batman, and I think this is the same Batman that we did get released before from Spin Master. Does have a nice head sculpt. Very much reminds me of like the old DC Multiverse or DC Universe figures, that kind of Batman head design. In many of the cases, they do have also capes. The capes aren't quite plastic and they're not quite cloth. It almost seems like it's got the material of like a cloth material, but it has like a slick feeling to it. I don't know if you can see it up close like this. And there's also a little plug on the back there, so if you want to, if you have backpacks or anything like that, you can plug them on the back. But as it certainly goes for just a regular Batman, not a bad looking figure at all. They're smaller in size, and they have quite a lot of posability when we had looked at these before. One last look looking at Batman's face. Really like that head sculpt, I really must say. And you got the outline there of the bat emblem there as well, the painted in there utility belt. I even like the fact that they put the little bat ears on the tops of his boots. Nice little touches like that. For the articulation on Batman, and it's pretty much going to be across the board for all the other figures as well, the heads are on ball joints, so they rotate all the way around. You can bring the arms out, as you probably already see me do it, beyond the point actually of a 90-degree angle bend. You can also rotate the arms all the way around. Has a single hinge in the elbow. You can also rotate the arm back and forth this way. And there's no articulation here in the wrist. For the waist, no articulation going there. You can split the legs out. You can bring Batman's legs forward and back. And about 3/4 up the way, there's a swivel in the thigh. You can rotate that. A single hinge on the knee. Rotate that also as well. And no articulation in Batman's feet. Right there. They do have peg holes on the undersides of their feet as well. So if you want to use a display stand, even though they don't come with display stands, you can probably use a display stand from another figure. And just attach them. Although they stand pretty good. I mean, I don't have any real issues with them standing at all. Now, let's have a look at the accessories that come in. Hey, there's Batgirl. The accessories that come include with Batman, of course, in all the cases, what you're going to do is just push the back in like this. And you want to open this up. Now, they're perforated, but they're not the easiest thing to open up, I find. And then from there, you've got 3 different question mark boxes. Opening up the first box. We've got these, oh, look at these. It's kind of like ice hands. Again, I feel like Mr. Freeze really should have been part of this lineup. So we have those. Let's see what we have under box number 2. Box number 2, we have an ice shield. Really nice translucent blue plastic there. Oh, it's also got a little bat emblem on the top. You see that? And let's see what we got under box number 3. Looks like a bat grapple line of some sort. So let's just put that to the side and let's get Batman all armored up here. So even though he comes with 3 accessories, obviously you're not going to be able to display him with all 3. So if we wanted to give him, like for example, the bat claws, do we have to add bat on the front of everything? Yeah, sure, why not? Helps also if I put it on the right hand. Put it on the one side. The accessories seem like they're like a very, not gummy material, but it's a much softer plastic, so it's a little harder to get them onto their hands. You can see like the little handle here. Let's try the other hand, see if we fare a little bit better. Yeah, okay, so that one slides in all right. Let's see if we can do it on the other side. Maybe the hand isn't wide enough. Let's try widening. That might have been the problem. I don't think the hand was big enough. Yeah, the peg is just a little stubborn getting into his hand. Let's try it from the bottom here. See if we fare a little bit better. There we go. Finally, finally, finally. And then we got Batman with a couple of ice claws. Perfect for battling Mr. Freeze, if you ask me. Let's go ahead and just take those back off. All the effort I did to get those on in the first place. It also comes with a grapple gun. Get that into his hand. The grapple gun seems to be made of a denser plastic than the claws. Again, it looks like they've done it in a translucent plastic and speckled the paint over top of it. And we can also give him a shield. Slide that right into place. Yeah, I like that. I like the shield and the grapple claw. That's neat. I really like that. So there is Batman. The only thing that's really missing from Batman here in this case, the fact that he has weapons like this, is Mr. Freeze. Really wish that they could have included Mr. Freeze in this lineup. Next, why don't we have a look at Batgirl. Batgirl standing behind Batman here. She kind of has that Batgirl from Burnside look to her, with the purple outfit and the yellow gloves. Paint on this is pretty good, actually. There's the head sculpt right there. Doing my best to not let the camera zoom in and focus on the packaging that's behind her. Yeah, it's a good-looking head sculpt. Nice large eyes on Batgirl. I would imagine that probably will limit a little bit of the posability on her. Yeah, just a little bit. It's hard with the hair, because the hair is so long, really, on this figure. Does have, again, that post on the back, so if you want to get a backpack or something like that, you can attach it, I'm sure, to their back. And she does have the same type of material of cape that Batman had as well. Flipping it up so you can see the paintwork that they've done to the utility belt. She's got a little strap there on the side of her leg. It looks like some sort of a little communication device. And there is the sculpted boots there as well. Nothing really, I would say, different. Nothing I would really change to Batgirl necessarily. Again, she's got all this kind of circuitry painted work on the arms, the front torso, the lower legs there as well. Again, all utilizing that BatTech. Again, for the articulation, a little limited on Batgirl. You can't move her head, but arms, no problems whatsoever doing that. You can move those arms up all the way around. She has a bend at the elbow, and again, works the same way as Batman. No articulation in the hands. Doesn't seem like there's anything in the waist. Legs split out. Bring them forward and back. Same swivel cut in the thigh. Hinge on the knee. And it looks like you can also rotate the lower leg there as well. So, there's Batgirl. We'll just put her down here for a second. Well, let's check out the accessories that come included with her. Now, I know by now we've already done this one time before. Let's see if we fare a little bit. That was a lot easier. So again, 3 boxes. Pop in the first box open. Oh, I think I popped all 3 boxes open in the process. You know what? We probably could just tear these all the way open. And I don't see... Oh, okay, there's the other accessory. I thought I may have lost it. So we'll just fold that up. We'll put that to the side. Let's see the things that she comes included with. I really like this. I'm assuming it's supposed to be... Is it supposed to be a batarang? That seems pretty big for a batarang. It's almost more like a bat backleth. Is that what they call them for the Klingons? Batleth. Go ahead and just put that into her hand. Sits a little loose. But, I mean, for the size of what these are, you probably could even use these accessories for other figures as well. And again, they've kind of got that kind of bluish motif. I guess they're supposed to be made of energy, but they look more like they're made of ice. She comes also with the same grapple gun as Batman. Attach that into her hand. And I even just dropped that blade. But she also comes with another one, too. She comes with a sword. Sword's kind of cool, too. Don't usually think of Batgirl with a sword, but you know what? Why not? She's got a sword, and like I said, she's got the little grapple gun there as well. And then she's got that batleth that I dropped on the floor. Geez, I hope I said that correctly. One thing I will say, though, is that the accessories don't stay in her hand very well. So a little bit of bumping by accident, I'm sure you're probably going to have them fall off. Next, let's have a look at the Clown Prince of Crime. Kind of interesting the way that they've tackled the Joker here. You can see he's got his regular tuxedo on, and yet then they've painted all this additional gold. So instead of flower being kind of more of a yellow, it's gold to match the shirt here. But then he's all souped up here. It looks like he's got sticks of dynamite strapped to his leg. That probably can't be a good idea. Also has a belt there, a pouch belt on the side of his one leg. And it also kind of looks like he's got a couple of little bombs that are attached to his body. I don't know if I would be messing with Joker. Not that I would be messing with Joker anyways, but the fact he's got all this extra stuff on him. And he also has a little knee pad area there too. Looking at the knee pad, it almost looks like it's supposed to be like a detonator of some sort. Is it just a knee pad? Is it a detonator? I don't know. I'm not sure. Head sculpt, though. We get a closer look at Joker's head. It's nicely done. I like that they've painted his eyes green, and then they've painted like a reflection on the inside done in white. Very large eyebrows happening here for Joker as well. Here's what it looks like on the back of the figure. Surprisingly, he has a very large peg hole in the back of his body. A lot bigger, it seemed, than both Batman and Batgirl that we looked at earlier. Again, one last look at his head sculpt. Yeah, I like this. I like this Joker. It's very interesting. He's got all this extra stuff all over his body, but kind of adds a little bit of the charm to the character. Articulation again. I know we'll quickly just look through all of this because I know we already touched base on that with both Batman and Batgirl, but all the same with Joker. Doesn't have waist swivel, I guess because of so much of the sculpting he's got on his belt. Again, legs, back and forth, swivel, knees, swivel, and no articulation again in his footwear. I am curious what Joker's going to be getting, whether he's going to come with the same blue tinted accessories as the other Batman figures we've looked at so far. Once again, we'll just pop this open. Try not to make a mess of things this time around. If I can get my finger in there. There we go. Just got to pull that and then open that right up. And then we'll just pop the first box, which I guess from there we can really open up all 3 of them. Oh, okay, these are kind of neat. Let's just dump out the contents. Try not to drop them onto the floor. See what we have here. So it looks like we've got like a wind-up pair of teeth that's a bomb. It's kind of like Ba-Bomb from Super Mario Brothers. That is fun. I like that. Is that his little wick on the top there? A fuse that's going to start burning down? Little chomping teeth. I don't think I've ever seen Joker with a chomping teeth bomb like this. And it's winding up, of course, so you'd be able to wind this up and it would walk across the floor. Yeah, I like that. Let's see what else he has here. He has a laughing fish. Again, still done in that dark blue. Well, it's not quite dark blue. It's more like an ice blue. A little more translucent in the tail than it is to the front. Big smile on his face. And then it looks like... Oh, okay. I thought it was a gas mask, but it actually is a punching fist. So I'm assuming this probably goes on the end of his arm. Yeah, just latches onto his arm like that. Let's bring his hand around. There we go. That just locks onto place, latches into place. It's sort of got like a punching bag, little punching fist. Very interesting accessories, I have to say, that came included with Joker. I like them. Very neat. So we'll go ahead and put him down. Put him right next to Batman. Somehow Batman's unaware that Joker's creeping up with him with a big punching bag. And when we have a look next at, you know what? I really want to kind of beeline around Armored Batman for the time being, because I'm really curious to see what's going to come include with Translucent Riddler. So why don't we have a look at him next? Picking up Riddler right now. Instead of a solid colored Riddler, it almost comes across like he's more of a hologram. And it looks like he would be flavored lime. Don't lick him. Don't lick Riddler, whatever you do. You know, in a ways, we have gotten a Riddler like this before, done in this kind of see-through plastic like this. It also then gives you an opportunity to kind of see the construction of the figures as well and how all the joints come together, which we'll talk more about in a second. I'm happy to see at least they painted his mask. If they had just kept that the same color, it would have got lost in there. But yeah, I can imagine. I could have pictured that to be kind of a holographic Riddler seeking his revenge on the Caped Crusader. Sure, why not? You can come up with these stories of yours, providing you've got the imagination to do it. Even has a little question mark there on his tie. Fun figure. Again, articulation, I would imagine, yeah, it would be the same. The head ball joint, the arms, hinges, all the same. Won't really cover off the rest of it because it looks like the articulation is all the same, despite the fact he still is, he's wearing a suit instead of a regular costume. I do like the fact he's got the little tails on the back of his jacket as well. So that is the Riddler. We're going to go ahead and grab his accessories. Again, I've kept them all still inside the packaging. The only downside, though, is having it on the outside of the packaging like this if you have it in the stores. I would hope that kids, I'm assuming it would be kids and not adults, going up there and opening these up and trying to reveal and maybe take the accessories. Don't do that. If you see these in stores, don't open up the accessories. Leave it for the person that gets the chance to pick these up for themselves. Okay, so we did at least get ourselves the cane. Let's just put the packaging down here. There's the cane right there. It's not done in green, but it's still done in that same blue coloring plastic. You see a couple little bubbles there as well, a little flecks of additional darker blue. Nice big cane. Let's go ahead and put that into Riddler's hand. Whoops. Try not to drop it in the meantime. Keep dropping these accessories. There we go. Let's get the cane into his hand. There we go. Get the arm bent. You really would need a cane to go along with Riddler. Riddler feels so bare without a question mark cane. But he also comes with a couple of other things as well. Let's have a look at those. I'm guessing this is some sort of computer keypad. A little portable computer he carries around with him. It could be also a big remote control. From the side, it actually kind of looks like a mug. I guess these are buttons on the side that he can carry around with him. And he also comes included with this. Like a big barreled, I don't know, like a rocket launcher of some sort. The way it's got scales on the top, it actually kind of looks like it would be a fish-firing gun that maybe the Joker could have. And really, with these accessories, not to say that you can't just swap these out with other figures. If you want to use this with the Joker, why not? Have it displayed with the Joker. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to take my idea and I'm going to run with it. Let's put this into Joker's hands. Again, we just got to pry those fingers away. Some of their grips are a little harder to kind of get weapons in there. And the handles, sorry, I'm blocking things here. There we go. I'm just going to pretend that that's a big fish firing gun. Why not? And he's got the punching bag on the other side. So there we go. Riddler's got his cane. He had the gun that Joker just stole. And of course he has this computer screen. Little portable computer or laptop. Again, could also be like a remote control. Pretty nice accessories to come include with Riddler. Sorry, Armored Batman, I completely overlooked you. Beelined it right to the Riddler, which really wasn't fair. Next we have like an armored up Batman. We'll just do quick comparisons with the Batman that we looked at before. A lot bigger, certainly in size. Quite a bit bigger, actually. Well, maybe not. It looks almost like it would be bigger, but it's about the same sized figure. The armor really reminds me of Batman. Was it Batman and Robin, I think, had Batman wearing silver armor at the end. It was kind of really ridiculous. But it seems to work pretty good with this figure. A little bit of marbling here on the arms themselves, and a little bit also in the four main arms, the shoulder area, I should say. I like the coloring that they've incorporated in here as well, bringing in some dark grays to an otherwise all-silver Batman. Of course, his head sculpt, quickly looking at that. Nice dark gray cowl. And of course, he does have the regular cape, as all the other Batmans have had so far. It's not quite, again, fabric. It's almost like it's like a laminated fabric. Does that make any sense? Of course, there's what the sculpting looks like on the inside. There's the peg. Yet, so far, these figures actually haven't come included with backpacks. Maybe Batman here will be the exception to the rule. The articulation would be, again, all the same, so it won't run across that. But let's look at the accessories that come included with Batman. This one actually isn't called Armored Batman. He's just called Batman. Just get the figure to stand here. And, whoops, let's have a look at the packaging that comes included with him. Again, the packaging is exactly the same, advertising the 3 accessories. And let's open those accessories up right now. I feel like I'm opening up an advent calendar. That would be cool if they could release an advent calendar of different accessories every single day leading up to December, up to Christmas. You'd open up a different box and have different accessories inside. There's 1, there's 2, and then there's 3. And let's dump these out to see the contents that we got with Armored Batman, or regular Batman. Put that to the side. Okay, so he's got that same accessory that came included with Batgirl, which I just happened to retrieve. Yeah, it looks like it's the same accessory, except for this one is more dark, solid blue. This one is more the see-through blue. I might even see if I can use this with a larger figure. Kind of like the look of that. Like a larger Batarang. This Batman has also what, I don't know, some sort of, it looks almost like a freeze gun that really would belong to Mr. Freeze. And again, that same translucent light blue plastic. And then the last one has like a radar dish on the end of it. For a second, that actually looked like the Bat logo. Maybe just a slight variation of it. Very interesting looking gun. I'm not really sure what purpose it would serve, but let's go ahead and pick up the retrieved fallen Batman. Get the accessories into his hand. We've tried at least our best efforts to get all these figures with their weapons in their hands. Let's try to do this with at least Batman here as well. It's probably going to make him a little more front heavy, especially with guns this size. Batman is, as you would say, packing heat with big, large guns on, like I said, either side of his body. Is he going to stand? Oh, surprisingly enough, he does stand. Somehow putting larger guns into Batman's hands make the figure stand a lot better than he did before. Up next, let's have a look at the Boy Wonder. Here comes Robin, and again, that panel lining that we saw earlier. You know, so far, actually, the only characters that have had it were sidekicks of Batman. Both Batgirl and now Robin that we're looking at here have the additional blue panel lining, which I guess would make some sense because if they're going to be part of Team Batman, they're all probably working from the same computer system or whatever the thing that's powering and charging up their suits. I like the head sculpt. You got a nice metallic green used for his mask. And again, the colors on this guy is really quite bright, especially when you bring in those panel lines of blue, like little circuitry. Still has the regular cape. Flip that up, and he's got the peg hole in the back of his body. Still no backpacks. Not that I'm spending a lot of time wondering where the backpacks are. Nice looking Robin, though. Really like the hair on him as well. Our articulation will bypass because there's nothing really different to this Robin than all the other figures that we've looked at so far. No waist swivels either, and again, a lot of it probably has something to do with the way they've sculpted in the utility belt. So, we're going to put Robin down here. Robin, by the way, also is a little bit shorter than some of the other figures, as you can see here, next to Riddler. And actually, let's just put him next to Batman so you guys can see. Whoops, let's not knock everything over. He seems like he's a little bit smaller than Batman, maybe by half a head or so. Let's just retrieve the figures that have fallen over. Certainly doesn't help that they're holding all these accessories. They're making them a lot more front heavy. There we go. And we'll put Robin down right here. Let's check out the contents that come included with his figure. You think I would have figured out by now the easier way of opening this up, and I don't think there is a super easy way. Just kind of get access to the front section here. There we go. And then once you get access to that, just open it up like that. These are a lot easier to get to. Just pop the first door, pop the second door. Oh, we got an axe. Pop the first door. Not sure what that is yet. And we'll pop the last door. And again, we'll just dump out the contents. I'm impressed by Spin Master that they haven't reused many of the accessories. Some of them have been reused, like this one right here. This is one of the ones that come with Robin. It's a much lighter version of the one that came included with the Armored Batman. Same mold, just a lot lighter. More of a clear than it is a blue. This Robin also comes included with, I'm assuming that's a shield. Oh, actually, you know what? No, it's not. Look at the size of the peg on the back of it. This probably is going to go onto Robin's back. For first time ever, we've got ourselves a backpack that can actually go onto the figure. Now, you don't necessarily have to have it on Robin. I'm just doing it because it comes with the figure. But yeah, I mean, I probably could use that with one of the Batman figures, or maybe give it to Batgirl, for example. Nice looking set of wings. You got the little bat logo there in the middle of it. And what's the last accessory comes included with? I thought it was an axe. It turned out to be a staff that has blades on both sides. We'll go ahead and put that. That is so a Robin thing that he would carry. Again, try not to drop it on the floor. Get that into his hand. Hands are a little on the small side. But there we go. Eventually get that into place. And yeah, we've got ourselves a nice looking Robin. Complete with backpack on his back. Did not forget about you, Nightwing. Off to the side of the screen here. Let's go ahead and pick that figure up next. It probably would make then some sense to go ahead and pick up Robin and compare the two figures. Nightwing, as you can see, is taller. I feel he should be a taller figure anyways. But once again, he's got all this circuitry across his costume. Let's just put Robin back down here. Yeah, you can see there's all this additional circuitry, again, like the other two sidekicks. Not that I would consider Batgirl to be a sidekick, but really all the ones that work along with Batman all seem to have this circuitry, additional detailing that they've done to it. Oh, let's not knock all the figures over here to the side. We're going to have to go and pick that up in a second. And we've got the mask. Little rough on the paint on the end of the mask there, but overall not a bad looking. Yeah, a little bit of paint on the other side there as well. I like the blue that they've used. It works quite well and complements the black as well. Again, the gloves, that familiar Nightwing detailing, that bird that he's got across from shoulder to shoulder. It's nicely painted there as well. Nice paintwork also there on the boots. And again, all the articulation is the exact same. Quickly looking at the head, rotates all the way around. The arms, just in case you missed it, rotate all the way around, out, bend at the elbow, rotate. Nothing in the hands, nothing in the waist. Legs, do full splits, forward and back on the legs, 3/4 of the way up. You've got that split on the thigh that swivels. Knee articulation. This one doesn't seem, oh, maybe a little bit, a little swivel there. He has no articulation again on the ankles. Before we go ahead and retrieve the accessory to come included with Nightwing, why don't we go ahead first and retrieve the figures that have fallen. Again, just getting the balance. In a way, I kind of hoped that these figures could have included display stands. Little tiny, small stands, nothing overly large and overly complicated, but just display stands that if you want to display them, certainly with their weapons. Some of these figures are going to be a little bit heavier, and because of that, they're going to be toppling over a lot more. There we go. All right, let's hope no one else falls over. Let's go ahead again, flip the packaging over, get access to the little pull tab, and open that up completely. And then from there, access the individual squares. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let's dump out. Nightwing seems to have a lot more this time around. Some of the things, like for example, I thought that was 2 things attached, like where you would be able to remove it. Oh, you do remove it, actually. So this looks like some sort of, for starters, it looked for a second like Joker's gun with that little fish scale. Oh, right. It was Riddler's gun. I just stole it for Joker. But then there's like this piece right here. So I'm not really sure. Oh, maybe this swivels around. And then maybe this then attaches onto Nightwing's back here. Let's try that theory. Can I just plug this in place first? And then from there, oh, there we go. Okay. So it's sort of like a gun, like a shoulder-mounted cannon, similar to what you may have gotten with a Predator. That's kind of interesting. And this, of course, swivels back and forth. And because you can detach it, you can also fit it into Nightwing's hands. Again, just a little small in those hands. You know what? Maybe I'll just keep it up here. So that's a little bit different. That's not something you see every day. What other things does he have? Okay, he's got a couple of batons. Now the batons attach the tops of his hands, so you sort of have to then twist the hands around, if that makes sense. We'll do it again on this side here. For Nightwing's accessories, he seems to get a lot more than all the other figures so far. Again, we're going to plug this in. I'm going to plug it in from the front, and then from there, just twist this around. So it looks like he's got batons. Made of energy? I'm not really sure if they're made of energy necessarily. And then he's got this extra gun as well. Not sure necessarily what it fires. It could be like a pulse blast. It could be like a rail gun. Maybe it's a big giant staple gun. Imagine if Batman was carrying around a big giant staple and he just staples bad guys to the wall. Maybe. That's what Nightwing has. Again, same translucent blue plastic. And then finally, let's have a look at BatTech Batman. I think that's what his name was. Grabbing, yes, the final 8th figure from this set, and it is actually BatTech Batman. The build of the figure, let's go ahead and pick up the previously looked at Batman, seems to be the same as the armored Batman, although the coloring is a lot darker. This one's all black, with a blue cowl and blue cape, blue gloves, and blue boots, whereas this one was all basically silver. So it's a slight variation from the previously looked at armored Batman. Quickly looking at the details, I said earlier that it was only really the sidekicks that were getting all this text specking, but actually Batman gets here as well. Looked quite good against the backdrop of the black. I like really the way the emblem there, the actual Bat logo is outlined. The utility belt seems strange that it's not the same blue that they use for the gloves, the boots, and the head. It's a much lighter blue, but I guess they probably wanted to keep it the same coloring as this, almost as if it's the utility belt that activates this on the figure. Now he has a blue cape, and quite the nice blue cape as well. Looking at the cape, especially this color, it reminds me of the old Superpowers Batman, which had a cape very similar to this. And again, he's got that peg on the back of his body. Whether he's going to have a backpack or not, the only way we'll know for sure is to open up the packaging that comes included with the figures. Let's just get him to stand as best we can get him to stand, not knocking over any of the other figures that we looked at already, and picking up the final packaging that comes included with BatTech Batman. Last time, let's see if we fare a little bit better this time around. Let's open this all the way up. And again, 3 places. Popping the first, revealing the second, and removing the third. There's all the 3 accessories. Some of these actually look like they have been reused. So again, we've got that gun that came included with the Riddler. Just again, slightly lighter. It's kind of more like a smoky clear plastic. And it's got all these little specks. This looks like it would be flavored mint. You know, like if you get mints. Tic Tacs? No, not Tic Tacs. I'm trying to think of Certs. Certs, I think, was the mints that were circular, and then they had a little flecks of mint all in them. I can assure you, though, well, I can't assure you because I haven't licked it, but I'm not going to lick the gun to tell you that it tastes like mint. I would imagine it doesn't taste like mint. It would taste like plastic. Decent looking gun. We also have the reappearance of that kind of Batarang gun, the Batarang weapon that came included with Batgirl. Who was the other one that came included, who also came included with it? Was it Nightwing? It wasn't Nightwing. Maybe it was Robin that came with that. Anyways, you get another one of those. And then you get a gun that I thought would have been just the grapple line, but it's not. It's a much bigger looking grapple gun. It looks like it attaches the same way. There's a handle on the bottom here, or you can also hold it from the side. So let's go ahead and grab Batman here. Let's see if we fit this into his hand, whether it will work or not. There we go. Oh, that's neat. I like that. Bigger, and I'm not sure really whereabouts on the utility belt he'd be able to house that. But we got Batman with, get the camera to focus in on, there we go. Get Batman with the big grapple gun. Again, where it's going to be stored on Batman is beyond, I have no idea. I'm not sure where that's going to go. What a nice looking grapple gun. So there you go. All 8 figures for the new lineup of BatTech Batman figures from the folks over at Spin Master. Again, a big thank you to the folks over at Spin Master that provided the sample of all 8 figures that we could have a look at in this review. If you guys are interested and would like to pick these ones up and add it to your collection, all the BatTech Batman figures are available right now in various retail stores. So happy hunting if you are looking to pick these ones up for yourself. If you guys are also new to this channel, enjoying all the content you're seeing, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, turn the bell notification on, and keep your peepers peeled to this channel because there will in fact be more reviews lined up and coming your way. And as always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.